We're very pleased and honored to have these three gentlemen with us today. Dr. John Root is at the end of the table there. He is the Interim Director of the Canadian Centre for Nuclear Innovation, currently being developed at the University of Saskatchewan. He received his PhD in condensed matter physics from the University of Guelph. In his early career, Dr. Root worked with the neutron and solid-state physics branch at Atomic Energy Canada Limited on the then new program called Applied Neutron Diffraction for Industry, ANDI. More recently, he has been managing Canada's only major facility for materials research with neutron beams, which are assessed by scientists and students from universities, industry and government laboratories from across Canada and abroad, a community of about 700 research participants. And Dr. Root will introduce the Canadian Centre for Nuclear Innovation, which will enable a new generation of pioneers to explore and develop their ideas for nuclear medical images and therapies for the future. So welcome, Dr. Root. Dr. Paul Babin, who is sitting next to Dr. Pantaloni, Dr. Babin, is a Joint Department Head of Medical Imaging and Nuclear Medicine at the University of Saskatchewan and the Saskatoon Health Region. He is also the Potash Core Chair in Clinical Research. Before joining the Royal University Hospital in December 2010, Dr. Babin was Radiologist-in-Chief at Toronto's Hospital for Sick Children. Dr. Babin has more than 150 publications to date and is involved in a variety of funded research projects. He has an active role in teaching and is a member of the Radiological Society of North America, Canadian Association of Radiologists, and the Society of Pediatric Radiology. Dr. Babin's main research interests lie in the areas of musculoskeletal radiology and cross-sectional imaging and healthcare informatics. Welcome, Dr. Babin. And Dr. Dean Chapman, in the middle, there he is Special Advisor for Nuclear Initiative in the Office of the Vice President, Research at the University of Saskatchewan. Attracted by the presence of the Canadian light source, synchrotron, at the U of S, Dr. Chapman joined the U of S as Professor of Anatomy and Cell Biology in 2003. He is a Canada Research Chair in X-ray Imaging, founder of a research group on synchrotron imaging and of gene expression, and scientific lead of the unique in North America Canadian Light Source Biomedical Imaging and Therapy, BMIT, for the imaging, study, and treatment of disease. He was appointed Special Advisor for the Nuclear Initiative in the Office of the Vice President Research in the fall of 2008. So welcome, Dr. Chapman.
I'm very pleased and grateful for the opportunity to be here today to introduce you to this new pioneering initiative that's starting here in the province of Saskatchewan. And this is being called the Canadian Centre for Nuclear Innovation, with a tagline, Medicine, Materials, Energy, and Environment. And nuclear touches many aspects of our lives, and often we don't even realize how much we have grown to benefit from the knowledge that began in the early 1900s and has grown since. The center that we are trying to establish here will help to raise awareness in the province of these benefits, allow us to speak about risks, allow us to make decisions for the future of how to get that balance of risk and benefit right in all of these areas: medicine, materials, energy, and the environment. So the background of this initiative is a visionary one, as seems to happen here in Saskatchewan a lot. Basically, the people of the province, the government, realize that this is a resource-rich place, and we can mine important minerals that are beneficial to people, but then we seem to be shipping them out of the province, and that's the end of it. Whereas, for example, with uranium, one of the big mining products that comes from Saskatchewan, a lot more could be done, and Saskatchewan does have a history of pioneering and leading in areas of nuclear technology. What has happened? So there's been a kind of a growing understanding that we could do better here in the province. We could do more. We could contribute knowledge. We could contribute highly qualified people. We could contribute to all of these areas of benefit of nuclear science and technology. But how to get it going? So the background is that the University of Saskatchewan offered to host a center which would attract talent, expertise, and be a center for making opportunities for champions to be doing research, education, and development of nuclear science and technology. The government of Saskatchewan committed funding for this initiative in March of this year, $30 million for 7 years to get going. Start to connect Saskatchewan to the nuclear establishment, start to establish partnerships, and really make a footprint of leadership here in the province. So the Centre for Nuclear Innovation has a purpose, and that is to place Saskatchewan among the global leaders in nuclear research, development, and training through investment and partnerships with academia and industry for societal and economic benefit. And that's just a succinct way of all that rambly stuff I gave up to this point. But this purpose has been agreed by government, people, the university, and the more that I talk about this purpose with faculty members and young people and the public, it starts to sort of ring true that we can do more to place Saskatchewan among global leaders. So where would we make these contributions? We have to agree on the impacts we want to make. We obviously want to advance nuclear medicine and knowledge about nuclear things. We want to see people in Saskatchewan able to use nuclear methods to advance materials. And now that's a big impact because, you know, everything's made of materials. Cars, airplanes, farm machinery, wheat, rocks, and you are made of materials. Nuclear methods are often able to give knowledge about materials that you can't get any other way. And I think this is an important target impact, is to engage people of Saskatchewan in using those nuclear methods to contribute to that knowledge. Thirdly, there's nuclear energy. People are concerned about safety and engineering, how to respond to events. Knowledge is the key here. So the center will try to stimulate and encourage improvements in safety and engineering. Finally, it affects society, it affects the environment. We need knowledge, we need people working to understand the benefits and the risks and manage all of that wisely. This will be done through academic programs, creating new faculty positions, courses, attracting academic leaders. It will be achieved through projects, specific targeted research to have an outcome that will answer an important question. And there are some nuclear facilities already here that need to be managed in an orderly way. The center will be a small business unit that reports to the university board of directors. It'll have a small staff. It will mainly be engaged in stimulating and supporting research that's evaluated by arm's length expert advisors. The way it will work is a champion will come forward. There will be calls for proposals. People who are inspired to make a contribution in some way through research or education will come forward with a partner, hopefully. And if the advisory committee agrees that this is consistent with the goals of the center, center funding will be allocated. Every year, projects will be reviewed among those doing the projects to learn from each other and in a way that's publicly accessible. We're very interested in hearing from the public about the direction of nuclear science and technology and informing the public about progress and about impacts that are being reached through the work of the center. So I came here in June as interim director. There's been a lot of consultation going on with all levels in the university and government to try and get us all on the same page. A business plan was approved by the University Board of Governors in October, and I'm now in the process of getting a board of directors together and getting the business up and running. Our hope: in the 1950s, Saskatchewan pioneers created a nuclear medical technology that today cures cancer and is used to treat 45,000 patients every day in more than 80 countries. The volume of patient treatments can easily expand because the developing world would like to have their cancer treated also. So this is a huge impact on world health that started right here in Saskatchewan. And I hope that the Canadian Centre for Nuclear Innovation will play a role in enabling today's pioneers to achieve such a phenomenal impact with their minds, their students, their vision, and their partners. Thanks.